Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 3 and Out today. We've got a very special episode as we are going through the ACC win totals, but we're not doing this alone. Myself, Brandon, how you doing?
Good, how about you?
Noah, yourself?
Good, yeah.
We're joined by a special guest here, our great buddy Drew from
TwoDudesStreamin.
There you have it. Damn proud to have you here, man.
Oh, happy to be here.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
It's a great day to be alive. It's a Saturday night and we're talking some ACC football, so that's all she wrote.
Nothing better, right?
This is the dream right here.
Livin.
There's nothing better.
Oh man, what a great night, you know? Not the worst Power 5 conference or anything, but it's fine. It's all good.
I mean, it's better than it's been in years past.
You're right.
It's
on the up and up, potentially.
Do you want to know what's worth really noting?
Huh.
Is this season,
Yeah?
this season, they eradicated divisions. Meaning,
Yep.
Clemson and Florida State might have a rematch in the ACC Championship.
Wow, spoilers.
Yeah, spoilers.
Spoilers.
No, you gotta give a tease.
Spoiler.
Gotta give a tease.
Okay.
Gotta give it tease.
Yeah, before we dive into this thing from, least projected win totals to most projected win totals, hit the like button, comment down below your predictions for the upcoming season. Who's winning the ACC? We want to know all that in the comments down below. And of course, check out TwoDudesStreamin. All this stuff is linked down below.
Yes, sir.
But
Thank you.
let's dive right in. You guys ready?
Ready?
Absolutely.
Go for it.
Starting at the bottom, just like a Drake lyric, we've got Virginia, whose projected win total is 3.5.
Generous.
Very generous.
Virginia is in for just a really unfortunate season, if I'm being honest. I foresee them, I'm going to just say it, under 3.5 wins.
Really?
Oh,
Under 3.5 wins.
I got him there too.
Yikes.
You got them there too.
Yeah.
So we got 2. Noah.
I do as well.
3, so
I
it's
got
looking
them
like
at 3
they're
wins
winning 3
exactly.
games.
I
3
disagree.
games.
You disagree.
I disagree.
Okay.
I think they win 4.
4 games. We move. Yeah.
That William and Mary matchup isn't a gimmick.
JMU's going to beat them.
Yeah.
Low-key, they're going
Slick?
to. They're going to.
The only game on the schedule they can actually win is William and Mary. They might go 1-12. 1-11.
I don't know.
The bye. They lost to the bye.
That ACC Championship line is looking very tempting. They might win that.
Guys, if you count their spring scrimmage, they have a chance to
They
hit
won
their win
half a
total.
game there.
Yeah.
Look, here's the deal. They're going to get annihilated by Tennessee, and pretty much Virginia will get killed by any Power 5 school. All right.
Maryland will take them out back.
I think they contend with JMU. Maryland beats them, but look, at the end of the day, there are multiple games here they're just losing. They don't have the talent to contend, and they're just not a premier program in this conference, unfortunately.
Nope.
Yep.
Under 3.5 across the board.
Yep.
No, I have them at 4.
Well, we do
It's fine.
We do a
well,
majority
you've been
vote.
outvoted.
Yeah.
I'm not
been
voting.
outvoted.
This got to be sad for you, Chris, because this is your NCAA.
This is
What's your
NCAA
team?
Specifically. I think it was NCAA like 13.
I think it's 13. That's what we
With
had.
RG3
Yeah.
on the cover, I would spam. It was I forget the play called.
Tight end.
Yeah, Z spot
Yep.
where you like have the tight end run like a little out, and
Yep.
I hit him every time. So
Every time.
yes,
It was
200 plus
annoying.
yards per game.
It's so
Yeah.
annoying.
Number 87. Look it up. Anyway, moving on. We've got a rival of ours. We're all Georgia fans. We're not going to hide it. The Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, whose projected win total is 4. I don't like when they're not half numbers. It's gimmicky to me.
Yeah.
But we're just
Yeah.
we're gonna roll with the punches here. 4 is a projected win total. I'm gonna kick it over to you, Brandon, because you're usually the tiebreaker. So I want to give
I'll
you.
start
I
it
want to
out.
give you the first word.
I'll start it out.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
know this might be kind of a popular opinion. I got him over. I think Brent Key is going to do pretty good things there. You know, I think definitely a step up
Yeah.
from, God, what was his name?
Jeff Collins. Geoff.
Yes, correct.
Geoff.
Very Game of Thrones.
Step up from him.
Yeah.
I think I have him at there at 4. I think I have him at 5 wins. Okay. 5 and 7 for Tech.
I agree. Damn near 6 wins.
They go to bowl game.
They might go bowling this year, which would be a huge win for the fan base.
Wow.
Something to be happy about. You look at their schedule, they open in Atlanta versus Louisville, very winnable game. And
Yep.
then
Home game.
it's pretty much a
High school football game.
a Nero home game. And then they got South Carolina State. They do travel to Ole Miss.
Oh, they're
and
gonna
then
get-
Clemson and Georgia. That's 3 losses right there.
Tough.
But they
Ole
beat
Miss.
North Carolina last year with Drake May.
I forgot about that.
No.
On the road,
They
mind you.
did. They did.
So there's a lot of winnable games here. At the end of the day, anywhere from 5 and 7 to 7 and 5.
Yep.
for me.
I agree.
Yeah, you agree?
Like,
Yep.
You big on them this year? They going bowling? Are they going bowling?
I'm not going to commit to going bowling, but I think they will be. Okay, I like after Jeff Collins was fired last season. I like the way that they played in the remaining games they're scheduled. The Georgia game in particular, they showed a lot of heart, and they came out and they played tough. It was a closer game than we would have liked as Georgia fans.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So honestly, anything's possible. I could see them go bowling, but I could also see them, lose a couple tight games. 5-6 wins.
Had to literally stop my Christmas shopping to watch that. It was a very sad day.
Yeah. Thanks for interrupting our holiday season. But yeah, that's all she wrote for Georgia Tech. I think we can all agree.
Yeah. Between 4 and 5 wins. Yeah.
Over. Yeah, there you have it. So, moving on, we've got another lackluster team here in the conference, the Atlantic Coast Conference. Virginia Tech, 4.5 projected wins. I think we have some divisiveness among the group here. So I'm going to start with you, Drew, the guest.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir.
Our celebrity guest.
You said the over.
Here's the schedule right here. Yeah.
4.5.
Yep.
I have them right at 4, so by default that would be under.
Okay.
I think they got a pretty tough stretch there in about the middle of the schedule. That's just how it breaks out. Playing in the ACC when you're not in the top, it's not as top heavy as it was when Clemson was just dominating every year.
Yeah.
The wealth is spread out a little bit more, but yeah, they're just not there yet.
Okay. Noah, you going under or over?
Yeah, when I first looked at this, I thought under, and then I'm taking kind of a closer look now, and they only play Florida State in is it Tallahassee? I think
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Tallahassee.
In Tallahassee, they got
Capital,
Florida State, but they avoid North Carolina and they avoid Clemson. So I think they have a chance to surpass their projected win total. But at the same time, I'm looking at it and it's like, okay, I believe in Syracuse. I like Syracuse a lot. They've been solid for a few years now. Teams like Purdue, teams like Pitt, maybe even catch a loss at Marshall. You never know. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in agreement with Drew. I'm going under 4.5. I got them right at 4.
Yeah.
Smash. Let's hear it.
I wrote under 4.5
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
I think I have them right around 4. I can see 5 though.
I could see 5.
I could see it.
So I'm the only one here who has them going bowling.
Really?
Because I got them at 6 and 6.
Name a bowl.
Now, name the bowl. They'll go to the Sun
Where are they
Bowl.
going?
The Sun Bowl. I don't know if that still
The
exists.
Pop-Tarts Bowl?
The Liberty Bowl, the Duck Bowl,
the Liberty
Pop-Tart Bowl.
They'll go to the Vegas Bowl now.
The Mayo Bowl?
The Boca Raton.
The thing about this team is I use them in NCAA Football 13, and that's why I have
No
them go
bias at all.
6
guys.
now.
No bias.
You're just a big softy, man.
Yeah, it's weird because I used the two rivals, Virginia and Virginia Tech. But anyway, I look at this schedule and I see they're playing out of conference teams that aren't great from their conference. You've got Rutgers, that's a bottom tier, bottom feeder of the Big Ten. Marshall, which somehow y'all are convinced is like a natty winning team.
They went to South Bend and beat Notre Dame.
Notre
dude.
Dame was mid last year.
Well, yeah.
They're probably gonna go to the playoff this year, but they were mid last year.
That was first year head
Hartman
coach,
wasn't
but
there. Purdue
you still
is
gotta
not
go.
all
You
that.
still gotta play the game.
Purdue in Virginia Tech's hometown, Blacksburg, Virginia, just came to me.
Yep.
They beat Old Dominion. They get whooped at Florida State. Wake Forest is terrible this year. Syracuse is a winnable game. Louisville, Boston College, Virginia. They're winning over 4 games. So the general consensus here is under, but I want everyone here to know I have them at 6.
Let the record show.
The record show.
Yeah. That's how I feel about all that. But anyway, moving on. There's a lot of teams here that are going to stink. We got Boston College.
Some stinkers, man.
5.5 projected win total. I think I have them at 5 and 7 or 6 and 6. It's a coin toss. It's a good line. Drew, what you thinking?
Under.
Under. Okay.
In the basement. Under.
So you have my 3 wins?
I have no. Nah. Well, maybe. I think they are going to be a bottom tier ACC school this year. I mean, someone's got to be it. It is what it is. That's how conference play goes. You're gonna have a tier 1, a tier 2, a tier 3, and then you're gonna have the bottom tier. And I think Boston College fits in that bottom one.
Okay.
Nothing against them.
Yeah.
Love Matt Ryan.
They have the potential to start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1 going into the bye.
Yep.
I disagree.
I
But
think they will be
You
actually.
disagree?
You disagree?
I do.
So they beat
disagree.
I see 4 and 2.
NIU. I'm asking everyone here.
Yeah.
NIU's a win, right?
Yes.
Holy Cross is a win.
Yes.
Florida State's a loss.
Yes.
Yep.
Louisville is a win, I think, but it's closer
It's
than
at
that.
Louisville.
I give that one a 50-50,
I
but
said
Virginia and Army
I
are
said
wins.
Virginia
They
and Army
should
are
be.
wins at
They
home.
should be.
Or even if they go to Army, it doesn't matter. They are, but okay. So even if they're 4 and 2 going into the bye, UConn's a win.
4 wins.
I mean, at Georgia
think
Tech's
I-
winnable. At Pitt, I mean, there's really winnable games because the ACC is so all over the place.
I think I have them at 6 wins.
I have them 6 and 6, so I have them over.
I
You
have them
them
6
over?
and 6 as well.
Okay, so
Yeah.
majority
I
here
like
is
them.
over.
I like them.
it's fine.
They won't be great, but they
better
could go bowling.
Yeah.
It's just one of those teams that doesn't matter.
These ACC teams are weird.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like you can't be high on Georgia Tech and then also
See-
high on Boston College.
Okay.
That's
Fair.
fair.
That's
We're
fair.
we're in
We
that
contradict
category.
ourselves very often, so.
Yeah, that's true. We're in that category of schools where it's like they're hoping one of the top dogs in the ACC make a conference so they can get that little boost in,
That little
in
cha-ching.
revenue.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely. Moving on, we got Wake Forest with the projected win total of 5.5.
Yikes.
Guess that's what happens when Sam Hartman leaves, but I have this going under.
Your Heisman Trophy winner.
My Heisman Trophy winner for the 2022
Yeah.
season, Notre Dame
Yeah.
Fighting Irish quarterback, but under. I have them going about 4-8. They're going to drop off.
play Notre Dame.
They go to Notre Dame. They're going to
They
get
do.
annihilated.
Oh boy.
They beat Elon.
They got a tough draw here, guys.
That means a lot.
They
Yeah.
got a tough
Yeah.
draw here. I mean, I can't find it on my phone, but I'm
Here you
looking
go,
at
here
yours.
you
Look at mine.
All right, so his has the pictures. It's easier.
Sorry,
I do all the
the official ACC website's not good enough for
It's
Chris.
not, no. Vandy, I think Vandy beats them. People,
think so, too.
people underestimate Vandy every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I mean, they contend in SEC football games.
Didn't we
Like-
said during our
Yeah.
SEC video that Vandy was going to get off to a good start?
Yeah.
We did.
Yep.
I honestly think Georgia Tech is going to beat Wake
They're,
Forest.
they're
Do you think
still
they start
an
1-3?
SEC football.
I can see that.
I could see it,
I think
definitely.
they start 2-2 going into the bye.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not 1-3. Excuse me. Not, yeah.
At Clemson, at Virginia Tech, Florida State, at Notre Dame, at Syracuse.
That back
They-
half
they-
is
L-
loaded.
Yeah. They
That'll
start.
happen.
They start
It's
2-2,
loaded.
and it doesn't go up from there.
It's
Yep.
not.
They're going to stockpile those L's. It's going to
Yeah.
get ugly quick.
Like, when I was writing it down, I literally went, okay.
Yeah, like I have them at
Well,
4. I have them at 4-8, and even if they go 5-7, that's still under.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good ball.
Under
To
for
the
me.
over.
Yeah.
We all in agreement there.
Correct.
Not much
Yep.
else to add.
Not much else.
I think it'll be real interesting to see how much damage Notre Dame does to them. That's going to get ugly fast, I think. It's just not going to be very pretty sight to see. But next we've got Pittsburgh Panthers, I believe. 6.5 projected wins. Look, I think this is a little unfair. Pitt's usually a 7-5, 8-4 type football team.
Right.
So I have them over. I got them at about 7 wins this year. I'll kick it over to you, Brandon.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull up the schedule.
I am too.
I just,
That's why I kicked it over to you. I couldn't find it. Truth be told, anyone have the pick?
I got it up now. I got it
just
up
got-
now. I'm looking at my notes.
All
I
right.
wrote over. I think I'm probably with you. 7-8 wins.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it here. They pull. So their 3 toughest games are Florida State, Notre Dame, and North Carolina.
Yeah.
I think the rest of the games they contend in all of them.
Okay. I think they could start 3-0.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At West
I think they
Virginia.
should start 3-0.
They should.
They should, yeah.
They should. Carolina's at a loss probably.
Probably.
So yeah,
Look at
going
the
into
back
the
half
bye
of that
week.
schedule. You got Notre Dame and
Shit.
Florida State back to back. 2 L's.
Me personally, I think they drop one of those
Three.
first 3 games.
One of the first 3.
I do. I think they either drop against Cincinnati or West Virginia.
Mhm.
That's the backyard brawl, correct?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you're right.
I have a take about the backyard brawl.
Rivalry
Honestly,
games they're tricky.
This backyard brawl, as many of the viewers probably know, they brought it back for the first time in over a decade at the very least. I'm not sure the exact number of years it's been since those 2 teams, Pitt and West Virginia, have played each other, but it's been a while. I think that as the first game on the Thursday to open the college football season, that provided such like a shot
Yeah.
of energy to this whole season.
It was fun.
That game was so electric. That needs to be a week 1 game every year.
That was
I would
the-
love to see it. It doesn't have to be a Thursday,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
week
Yeah.
1, put it Saturday prime time.
Yeah.
Some years if both teams have like a good outlook on the season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah,
game.
get a jump start.
Yeah.
Everybody else
Play
is
it
playing
at
cupcakes.
Heinz Field.
Yeah. Was
Like
that
you
the
just did,
Thursday
yeah.
of was that Thursday of Labor Day weekend?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was fantastic.
Electric.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I love a good Thursday night kick. It used to be
Yeah.
A&M Carolina back in the day when we were in high school. God, I
Yeah.
love that. But yeah, in terms of this Pitt schedule,
It's tough.
it's brutal.
It is.
And because of that, I really do have them going 7-5 actually over. But that's
I think their win total's a little
you
low
look
here.
at it. Yeah, you look at it. I mean, like we said, if they go 3-0 to start, they drop Carolina, Tech, Louisville, Wake.
Winnable
You
games.
can bounce back.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
say you lose 2 in a row, Notre Dame, Florida State.
Rest of
Hughes
the-
is a winnable game. Boston College and Duke. I see them pulling 7, maybe 8 out of this.
I said they're going bowling.
They're
I'm
going bowling.
fairly
They're going
confident
bowling.
in
They're
that.
going bowling.
But I think they play 500 ball.
Yeah.
So
I
you go
agree.
6-6. You think? You as well.
I agree. I do have to say about Pitt, probably one of the best uniform rebrands that we've seen.
Oh, yeah,
recently.
very nice.
Sure.
their uniforms are a million times better than they were when Aaron Donald played.
Oh,
there.
Sure.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Those are one of the worst uniforms ever until a few years
Yeah.
ago when they made that
Because they
switch.
changed that shade of,
Yeah.
it went from like gold to, I think it's just yellow now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
looks nice. A lot nicer.
It
But-
wasn't even a good gold.
No.
It was like a mustard gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was repulsive.
The only gold that kind of looks good, and I hate to say it, is Notre Dame. I hate to say it.
Yeah, it's a chromey.
Yeah,
Shiny.
It's a chrome.
Because
Yeah.
it's 14
Seeing those, I will say, seeing those chrome lids
It's
in
14 karat.
person
Yeah.
is way different than what it looks like on television.
Have you seen Rudy?
I actually haven't.
Whoa.
Yeah.
They just got dead quiet. Oh my god.
Check out our sports.
We know what we're talking about.
This, I think one of us, I won't name names, called the movie a little overrated. But I haven't seen it, so I
Agreed.
can't speak to it. I agreed, sight unseen. Go watch it. But anyway, Brandon, it's 2-1 in terms of them hitting the under, I believe.
Yeah,
here.
I have over
So-
written here, but I think I'm at about 7. 7
I
wins
had
here.
2.
So I don't
Siri,
know.
Flip a coin.
Yeah.
That's it. No, I'm fine with going under.
I can concede under just
Yeah.
because I'm thinking 7 and
Yeah.
it's 6.5,
Yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
willing to take that down a notch. It'd be different
I
if,
feel like
if
we
I was
s-
saying they're going
Yeah.
9 and 3.
Yeah.
I'm in the same boat. Yeah.
So
Yeah, next we got the ultimate basketball school, the Duke Blue Devils. 6.5 projected wins. God, the ACC has a lot of 6.5s I'm looking at.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
I think that's a really, really good line.
It is.
But I think I have them just below it at 6 and 6.
Yeah,
I just look at
I
Duke's
agree.
schedule. I go, they get slaughtered in the opening versus Clemson on a Monday night on the actual Labor Day. Yeah, and then they bounce back with 3 straight wins. Then
Yeah.
they lose to Notre Dame
Notre
going
Dame,
into the bye.
yeah.
Then I think NC State's a coin toss. They lose to Florida State. They might beat Louisville, but you look later on, and North Carolina's a loss. Virginia's a win. Pitt. There's a lot of coin toss
Pitt's
games
an
here.
interesting one.
There's a lot of coin toss
It
games.
is. Yeah.
So how you feeling?
Well, I agree with you to open the season. It's just not going to go so well.
Yeah.
And then they rebound, and then they're going to drop another one to North Carolina. But then I think they win after they lose to North Carolina. I think they win more games than they lose.
Yeah.
So that is why I have them taking the over.
Okay. No.
Yeah, Duke, I mean, I viewed, as a kid and as a teenager growing up, I viewed Duke and North Carolina very similarly. Obviously, North Carolina then hired Mac Brown, and that kind of
Yeah.
changed their trajectory as a program a little bit. Duke, though, that was a really bad voice crack. My God. Yeah, delete that.
Editing the video, you can cut that.
I might cut it out. No, I'm kidding. I won't cut it out. One take. But we'll do it live. We should just live stream these. Anyway, Duke, I kind of have them at 6 and 6, like you were saying, Brandon. I think they're best case scenario. I think 8 and 4.
Yep.
Best case. I mean, they play.
Yeah.
They play Notre Dame. They play Florida State. They play North Carolina. They play Clemson.
Yeah. 4 for sure losses.
4 for sure. That you look at it right now and you're like, ouch, that's a loss. Yeah, it could get ugly in those games.
They're a bowl eligible machine.
They are.
Yeah.
They
They are.
consistently get you 6 games.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why I got them at 6 and 6, which is the under.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I
I'm
agree.
sitting there too.
So we're all going under kind of here, or no? You got it a little higher.
What's one game?
Yeah.
I mean,
What's it through you?
yeah. I'm
fair.
not going to argue with you.
All right, so we'll call it under.
Yep.
Call it under.
6 and 6 for the Dukies. All right, moving on. We got the Syracuse Orange, who's projecting win total. You guessed it, 6.5. Look, when it comes to the Q,
Half a game.
the Q's is yet another basketball school. Let's just be honest here.
Let's go Orange.
Do they still have the same coach? What's his name? I forget. He's a good
Dino.
coach. Is he still there?
New Babers, yeah.
Yeah, he is? Cool.
Yeah.
So they're still rocking. They got a cool stadium. They're starting 2-0 with the potential of going 4-0, if I'm being honest. And then the
They
gauntlet
could.
that they go through is
Oh.
3
That's
consecutive.
what a stretch
Oh.
of games.
At Clemson, at UNC, at Florida State.
Man.
So the best they can go is 4-3 to start. And
Thank God they have a bye after that.
they have a
Yeah.
bye. They need it. But when they come back from that bye, it's feasible to go undefeated.
It's smooth sailing
It's
after
feasible.
the bye.
It's
Yeah.
feasible.
Smooth sailing. I'm no.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna hide it. Like I love Syracuse. I think their past few years have been very good. They've had a couple ranked on ranked matchups. You see the Clemson game they played last year. They played Clemson really close, and in Death Valley no less. So I think if you steal 1, maybe 2 of those 3 in the middle, Clemson, North Carolina, Florida State, I think you're over the moon ecstatic if you're a Syracuse fan.
For sure.
I like them at the over. I mean, I feel like that line's a little bit low. I think they're kind of in that second tier below the top dogs of the ACC.
Yeah.
True.
I just think they're playing good fundamental football for the past 2 to 3 years. So I really like them as a team to continue that trend.
I concur. I have them going about 7-5.
I got 7-8 wins.
Okay.
7-8.
For 'em.
So we're over.
Yep.
We're over here for the orange Dino Babers, and look,
I mean, they've consistently given Clemson problems.
Mhm.
Yeah.
in the past.
They have.
Yeah.
Like
absolutely.
they are Clemson's Ole Miss, like the team that has no business beating them.
Yeah.
But for some reason,
Yep.
They're always there.
they're always there, and I think after their bye, they could potentially run the table. Because
It's
Clemson,
feasible.
Syracuse,
That's
Alabama, Ole
very
Miss.
favorable.
Yeah,
it's
same.
very
I personally think if we're talking that run of Clemson at North Carolina at Florida State, they have the best chance to win at North Carolina, I think. Because North Carolina,
You don't think
North-
Clemson at home?
no, because I think North Carolina doesn't have that great of a home field advantage. And I think that's just, talent-wise, that's the most
All right,
winnable
Brandon
game.
Walker.
I think, I think at FSU's an L and Clemson at home, yeah, it could be troublesome, but it's that
Tallahassee.
dome. It's nothing
It's
wild.
that dome.
Yeah.
Feels like
sound,
a- yeah,
sound reverberates.
Okay.
Hey man,
We'll see.
But you're Tallahassee.
Will anyone show up? Who knows?
Yeah.
Might be more Clemson fans.
It depends on the.
I got-
Hey, if you go 4-0,
If you go 4-0,
you might be
you
got
ranked.
some buzz.
You might
I got-
be ranked.
with Clemson at
You never
home.
know.
I think it's close, but Clemson pulls away late.
Okay, no, that's normally
fair.
how that's normally how it goes.
Yeah,
so
so
I'm
I-
going to agree with you.
Yep. So we're going over?
I like
Yes.
over.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good. Moving on, we got the Wolfpack, North Carolina State.
Ooh, baby.
Yet again, 6.5 projected win totals.
gosh.
For
Look,
this is
you
crazy
tell
to
me that?
This is
I don't
crazy
even
to
look
me.
at the schedule. I go over. on it.
Over.
What are we talking
Oh,
about?
I'm
here?
looking at my notes here. I wrote down potential for 8-4.
They
9
are-
and
that's
3,
exactly
9
what I
and
wrote.
3.
They are a high tier 2 team.
Possibly 9-3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Like they are right on the edge of breaking that 10-win glass ceiling.
Really and truly, is this because they lost Devin Leary? Is that why it's so low? Like, who's their quarterback now? I don't even know.
I don't know.
But frankly, I don't
Couldn't
care.
tell you.
Justin
I mean,
Fields.
you look at the schedule; it's super favorable.
Yeah.
You look at the schedule. I'll go through some wins: UConn, VMI, Virginia, Marshall.
This national
At home.
powerhouse, Marshall.
You've got yeah.
Apparently.
We're gonna run the veer. Louisville. You've got Duke, Miami, Wake Forest, Virginia Tech. Really, just rattle some names off. They're getting it at least 7 wins.
Yeah. At least.
I don't even need to explain
4.
myself here. Like that's all there is to it.
I also think this might be a hot take.
Please.
But considering the conversations we've had talking about how North Carolina has really taken that step up into a potential Tier 1 ACC school, North Carolina plays Clemson the week before they play NC State.
Ooh.
So I'm wondering
I
if
didn't realize that.
I'm wondering if North Carolina is going to be a little deflated heading into rivalry week. I understand it's a rivalry game.
If they lose.
If they lo-
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Or
they
even
lose.
if they win, we've seen teams
Get a little beat up.
We've seen
yeah.
we've seen teams A
they
beat
spend
up
all
or
they have.
B
Yeah.
just emotionally exhausted.
Exactly.
Like you've seen it with teams like to kind of pull off a very big win
Very taxing win.
and then just come out flat the next week.
Yep.
Just because they've already had their Super Bowl.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what happens, and we'll have to wait and see, obviously. But I just can't fathom a world where North Carolina State under 6.5. I
No,
can't do
no.
it.
Oh, at least
They're,
7.
If
they're
we're
up there
talking
with
money on
Syracuse.
this, if we're
They've
talking-
just been solid
Yeah.
for the past like 3-4 years.
The past handful of years, they've won over. They've gone bowling.
For sure.
Yeah.
And I think they go 7, 8, 9 wins. Maybe.
Yeah.
If we're getting crazy here, there's a world where they win 10 games. It's
There's a
wild.
world.
Yeah,
It's not going to happen.
It
but
might
could.
not be this one.
It
If
could.
they steal one of Notre Dame,
Yeah.
Clemson, and North Carolina, they could win
Absolutely.
10 games.
Yeah.
Heading down to the bottom of the state of Florida, we've got the Miami Hurricanes, who need something. Need
Need it.
Mario Cristobal's the head coach. Disgraceful last season.
Disgraceful.
The projected win total somehow is 7.5, and I
Bit
have
generous.
them.
Blows my mind.
I have them under. I have them under. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Ugh,
Yep.
Miami.
I don't know, man.
They're a train wreck, man. Obviously, Manny Diaz didn't pan out. Had to move on. Getting Cristobal from Oregon, that was a big win at the time. I remember people were raving about that. I don't see it. It's a big year for them. They got to prove it on the field. Like, highly touted of a recruiter as Mr. Cristobal was, like, you got to start showing it. You got to start winning big in the home state, in the, they call South Florida just such a talent-rich area.
Oh my
You
God,
got to
yeah.
start winning in your backyard. And I just feel like the state of Florida is wide open right now.
It is.
Anyone can take it.
How do you feel, Drew?
Well, I agree with y'all. I just feel like they're kind of getting a bad rap because we're used to Miami being Miami, the state of Miami, as it were. I mean, everybody here has seen the 30 for 30 about the U.
Yeah.
And they were just on top of college football for damn near 2 decades, it felt like, and the mighty have fallen. They're
Very much so.
They're on the same track as Nebraska at the moment.
Yeah.
That's a good comparison.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
Both have 30 for 30s, I bet.
They do. But to answer the question, I do think they hit the under, but I do think they're also bowl eligible.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I got them at 7.
I put them right at 7. I feel like it's fair.
As do I.
Yeah, I think
7 is fair for me.
I think this is going to be a building year, not a rebuilding year because they kind of were never up there, but a building year.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at their schedule. I think they start 3-1. I think A&M gets them in Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah.
close one, but they play Miami,
well-
Bethune-Cookman, and Temple.
For Jimbo's sake,
Miami
I
beat them
hope
last
they
year,
beat
right?
Miami.
Beat
Miami
A&M.
lost.
The A&M's going to need to
Yeah.
beat Miami.
Yeah,
But, I mean, even if...
that's a must-win game for Mr. Fisher.
You look
But I
at the
mean,
back half, man. At Florida State, Clemson at home. Those are
tough.
2 L's. At North Carolina, that's tough. These ACC games just add up, and
Yeah,
I
they do.
see them going 7-5. They usually win when they shouldn't. I can see them knocking
Yeah.
off Carolina.
Maybe-
But they also lose games that they shouldn't.
Yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
Consistency's not there.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
they could
just
lose to
there.
Temple, man. You never know. They lost to Middle Tennessee last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even if they, if they win 7 games, that's still an improvement from last year.
Yep.
They went 5-7.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
So I have them under at 7-5. We all in agreement with under. Correct.
I'm liking 7.
I like under.
Yeah, I like it
Under.
the under.
A team that desperately needs something to go right for them. But moving on, another 7.5 projected win total team, the Louisville Cardinals. Don't know why they're so high.
Yeah.
No sense.
It makes no sense to me. I look at the schedule and I say, okay, there's a lot of games they're going to lose.
Losing week 1. They're losing out of the gate.
Yeah.
I think they lose in Atlanta, Georgia Tech, and that's probably
to a
controversial.
team that we have zero
Yeah.
bias for.
Yeah.
Like, if all of us actually wanted to say what we wanted to say, Georgia Tech would go over.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So,
And I mean, look, Georgia Tech in Atlanta, that's the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, 7:30 on a Friday night. I think that Tech shows up and wins that one.
It's electric.
A great way to start
Got a
their
varsity
season.
football game,
Yeah,
boys.
That's right.
Great way to start.
Friday night
They're
lights.
gonna run through the banner.
Yeah, I think Coach Taylor is the ref. No, yeah, you've got Murray State. Indiana's the very losable game.
In
Indiana
Indy.
It is.
ball,
In
bro.
Indy.
In Indy,
That's
yeah.
wild.
Losable.
I mean, at NC State, Notre Dame, at Pitt, at Miami, Kentucky to round out the season.
a lot of losable games there.
I'll be honest, I have them going like 5-7, under 7.5.
Yeah.
Their best they could go is 7-5, and that's under.
I've got 4 written down.
That's totally.
5-6.
I could totally see
Yeah.
that.
No, I don't see a scenario where they win 8 games. The over, they need to win 8 games.
I
With this
My
schedule?
God, no
kinda have
way.
a
No
bone-
way they
I have a
win
bone to
8
pick
games.
with Louisville because I had cooked up quite the parlay during rivalry week of last season. The last leg came down to Kentucky and Louisville. I had Louisville.
That was a stinker.
I had Louisville to cover the spread. I think the spread was like 8.5 or something.
Yeah.
And Kentucky it wasn't even close.
Blew the doors.
Blew doors off them, and then their coach leaves town in the middle of the night. So like, I don't know. First year head coach as well. Like,
Yeah.
that's a good point I just
Yeah.
brought up. Good
Yeah.
job, me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Good
Slay.
job.
Thank you. But yeah, I don't see it.
Yep.
Year one.
No.
No.
They win 8 games. No way.
Yeah, and that's all I have to say about that. Moving on, we got 3 teams left here in the ACC, so
The big
drop your
dogs.
predictions in the
Big
comments down
dogs.
below. And we also were going to talk about the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's
Yep.
right.
The Notre Dame doesn't have a conference because they're better than everybody.
Even though
Yeah.
they seem to be on everyone's schedule.
in every other sport, and nearly every other sport, they play in the ACC.
Yeah.
Yep.
They just won the Natty in lacrosse.
Yep.
They played
Did they?
ACC. Yeah, they did.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, they beat Duke.
Congrats.
Which upset me because I didn't want that to happen, but it's what it is. What it is.
Big Grayson Allen fan.
Maybe I might have had his jersey one time now. Yeah,
Big
so
Plumlee Brothers guy.
we're taking it to Chapel Hill because we're going to the North Carolina Tar Heels. They have a tough task to open the season in Charlotte versus the South Carolina Gamecocks, a night game. I think Rattler gets the best of them. I think they start 0-1.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty easy one. I think that Beamer Ball is riding high. They finished the season very strong, and he rolled that mojo into the offseason, into recruiting, into fall camp. I think they're going to take care of business.
Now after that they go on a tear. I don't think they lose until at Clemson in November. I think they get on a real hot streak. But say they go, they lose that. Actually, I take that back. They lose a game in the mix. They shouldn't. It's Mac Brown. We have to remember. I have him at 9-3, which is over 8.5.
I have them there as well.
I've got them. Yeah, 9's a good one. I currently have 9.5 written down, but I know y'all don't like half games. So,
I don't.
You know, I'm
Let me
gonna
see
ride
it.
the-
Let me
yeah.
see a team win half a
You
game.
want to see half a game?
Look, if they win the games that they should win,
Yeah.
that they're expected to win,
Yep.
I think it's 10-2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause you look at-
Yes.
It's, you look at
Correct.
Clemson,
Yes.
and then you open in Charlotte against South Carolina.
Yep.
Like that's
I think best case.
If
go
they
10.
best case.
Yeah.
10-2. Anything more than that, you're over the
10,
moon.
10-2 would give them a ACC championship berth.
It would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would.
You're damn right it would. So, looks like the Tar Heels will be a contender in the ACC if they. I think that first game makes or breaks their season immediately.
It sets
If
the
they
tempo.
beat
It does.
Carolina.
Yeah.
If they
for
beat
sure.
South Carolina,
Yeah.
they could go on a run and be undefeated in November.
Yeah.
Playing Clemson.
I mean, just these
Yeah,
games.
absolutely, they could.
These games in the back half, they have Syracuse off a bye. Like the non South Carolina and Clemson games, like the one I would be worried about is Syracuse, and you have an entire extra week to prepare.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Miami, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Campbell, Duke, and then you got Clemson and NC State to wrap it up. Like those games don't scare me, and you have that extra week to prepare for Syracuse, so it's definitely in the realm of possibility for them to
For sure.
overachieve.
Yeah. But let's get down to these two top dogs of the ACC.
Yes, sir.
Teased it earlier in the video. We're going to start with Clemson. 9.5 projected wins. This is a make or break year for the Dabo dynasty. I think this is either the last year or a continuation of this dynasty. I look at the schedule and I go, I think this is a passing of the torch moment. I think Florida State dethrones them as the king of the ACC this year.
Agreed.
Week 4, the Noles win. I look later, I go, Notre Dame's going to knock them out. And then I look at the end of the season, Carolina has their number.
Yep.
I have them at 9-3 going
Which
under.
Carolina?
South. Sorry, yeah, USC Junior.
Scar.
Yeah, I got
Scar.
Scar Jr. No, I have them going 9-3 under. What about you, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I think I don't know, man. Those Dabo teams of old, that's another time.
They're gone.
I think
We watched
we're.
some film
I don't
today.
think. I don't.
Past
We have watched
the
quite a bit of
Orange Bowl,
film.
yeah.
I don't think they win another natty under Dabo. I think
That's not even a hot take. I don't think. Like
I
I
don't
think
think
that's
that's a hot
valid.
take. It might be, but
Valid.
I don't know, man. I think like what you were saying, it's kind of the passing of the torch here.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of handed off to Florida State this season. I think Clemson. I think 9-3 is a pretty accurate prediction for their
I
season.
mean,
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
haven't been the same since they met a certain football team. In Charlotte,
somebody in
North
an
Carolina.
elevator.
When a certain man in
A
an
certain
elevator
man
put their DC in a
in a
mental prison.
mental
Cause them to
institute.
fly across the country.
Threw
and
away
move
the
his
key.
family out there to fucking Norman, Oklahoma.
You had to get away.
I do have something to ask
He
you.
wakes up
Are
in a
we,
cold
are we
sweat.
defining the two natties, the Dabo era? Are we defining that a dynasty?
Ooh,
I don't think it's
that's a
enough.
good question.
I don't think it's enough.
Dynasty
Was
is
it
a
2 out of 3
strong
or 2 out
word.
of 4?
Okay.
I think it was 2 out of
To
4.
me, it was a mini dynasty because they
Okay.
still went to the playoff. How many years in a row?
That's
15,
fair.
16, 17,
That's
18,
fair.
19? 5 years in a row.
They went.
Yeah.
They either were in
the natty
or
game.
winning the natty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They lost to
quite
the
a bit.
Burrow team. I mean, they got to be.
Yeah.
That was a dynasty.
They were
That's
there
fair.
so much. They were just there.
That's fair.
They were at the top of the sport every year.
You couldn't talk
the
about
asterisk
it.
is
Yeah.
they were in a very top-heavy ACC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
that ACC
if,
was
if
awful.
you take that Clemson team and put them in this ACC,
No.
I don't think they win the ACC as many times as they do.
That
Agreed.
ACC,
Agreed.
those years, that ACC was worse than like this
The
year's
Pac-12?
SEC East. Like
I do remember there was a Lamar Jackson Louisville team. 2 of them. They
Yes.
were pretty damn good, though.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you got a Jameis Winston Florida State. That kind of was before.
that was before that time, but yeah.
That was when Florida State was at the top, and then the torch was passed.
Yeah.
To the Dabo Tigers.
Well, this year
Younger.
it's coming back to Tallahassee.
Yeah.
Knowles are winning.
Yep.
There's
So
a transition.
we're going under.
Yep.
Under 9.5 wins.
Under.
Yep.
I like it.
All right, now we're here for the top dog, the Florida State Seminoles. 10 projected wins.
Over.
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 12-0.
We're all big on Florida State.
I wrote down 11. Like,
I wrote down
I
11.
have, conservatively, I have 11 and 1. Conservatively.
Look, I look at this schedule. We talk about make or break games. LSU is a season-defining game.
Day
Sets
one.
the tone.
If you lose that game, you could go 10-2, 9-3.
Yeah.
But I think they win.
I agree.
In Orlando, Florida, I think they win.
I mean,
and
they
they
won
go on
last
a
year.
tear.
Knowles travel.
They
And
won
they-
last year.
Knowles
They
travel.
did.
I mean,
They won last year,
they
guys.
won last year. They beat the SEC
They
West.
okay.
champ.
Look, they led that game. They led that game by 2 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And let them back in that game. It was 24-10.
Yeah.
In that game in the fourth quarter, like mid fourth quarter, and they just let LSU creep back in.
Yeah.
Luckily, they saved the game by a missed extra point. But I still think objectively the Florida State roster is better than the LSU roster.
Yeah.
Look, we watched a lot of FSU highlights, and I think Jordan Travis legitimately could win the Heisman
Oh, he's
Trophy.
that guy.
Their
He's
running
a
back's
finalist
coming
that
back.
he
They've
could.
got a staple at wide receiver. They have offensive firepower, and I really believe they're going to go on a tear this year. They start out 3-0. They go to Clemson. Game day will likely be there. It'll be a top 10, maybe top 7 matchup. I think Florida State knocks them off. They go to a bye week. You look at the back half of their schedule.
are rolling.
They have the potential to go 12-0.
Agreed.
The Swamp in rivalry week will be a close game. Doesn't matter how bad
Yeah,
Florida is.
I agree.
That's a
The
fucking
environment-
big game.
Yeah.
That's true.
I really think that's going to be close. Miami, they blow them out. It's at home. I mean, you look at it. If they get their first 4 weeks, make or break their season before the bye. If they're undefeated going into the bye, they
Oh,
might
yeah.
go 12-0.
They very well could.
I'm high on the Knowles. I genuinely thought at the midpoint of the season last year, I thought they were going to win the ACC. When
I
they
did
were
too.
like, I think they were 5-0 or 6-0 at the time. I genuinely thought, like, they were playing Clemson that week, and I was like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. And they weren't there yet, and I think they are now.
I think they're gonna get over the hump. I think
In
they're-
Death
I think they're
Valley.
gonna be there.
In Death Valley.
Yep.
Dude, that place is going to be rocking. That place is going to be rock. It's gonna, you know what it's going to be? Nostalgic for us. It's going to feel like a Jameis Winston versus an early
Deshaun Watson.
Was it
Taj
Deshaun?
Boyd?
It was Taj.
Taj
It was
Boyd.
Taj.
Boyd. There you go.
2013.
Wow.
Taj.
Florida State, Clemson. Great game. I remember exactly. I was at my friend Bryce Bishop's house watching it. I think it came down to a fourth down
Name
play.
drop.
Yeah, name drop. Go Dogs. I think it came down to a fourth down play, and I think Clemson fell up just short, but it was a damn good game.
I
God.
don't know if you remember the same day you got into Brenton Venable's head. I made a comment to
Oh, yeah,
Taj
you did.
Boyd in
Taj Boyd.
in the elevator. Yeah.
The elevator was
in the
off the
elevator.
trip.
Yeah, I didn't even know it was him. I just I said just like a one-off comment, and then like he got off the elevator. Like he just it was pretty wild. I was like, wait,
Was
that was who that
Taj
was?
That was Taj Boyd.
Shattered 13-year-old
Literally.
me's dreams.
Literally.
Oh yeah.
For those who
Tough.
don't know, we stayed in the Clemson team hotel the night of the Georgia-Clemson game in 2021,
Yep.
and it was unbeknownst to us. We had interactions with Brent Venables and Taj Boyd. It was insane. Wow.
Very. We can make a whole video.
We honestly could.
Make a short-
Just
make it
that,
a
that
30 for
entire
30.
day.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. That was a day.
It was so much
It was a
fun.
very fun
Yeah,
day.
absolutely. But all that's to say, we all have Florida State over 10 wins, going 11-1, possibly 12-0,
Could.
and possibly making the college football playoff.
Yeah.
Now we have one more team left to talk about that I totally forgot to mention. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish. I totally forgot to look at their win totals. Does one of you gentlemen have their win total?
8.5.
8.5 over. I didn't have to look at the schedule.
Okay, I have the
as well.
schedule pulled up.
Okay. Now
They're-
they have I'd say the toughest
It's a
schedule in the
gauntlet.
Power 5 this year.
Yeah, they,
Yeah. Hats off to them. They don't
Hats
play a
off, man.
conference,
Yeah.
but they have loaded their schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I'll go through some of the highlights just so we
Please.
all are on the same page.
Let's hear it.
Should I just read the whole thing or just the big ones?
Big ones.
Big ones include, all right, we are away game at NC State. We got Ohio State at home. We got USC at home. We got at Clemson. And then I'm looking through.
So they're playing 3 potential top 10 teams.
Yes, 3 potential
regular
top 5
season.
teams. Top 5.
Potential.
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 I'd give 2 of those potential to be top 5.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see what
Clemson will
Clemson.
be
We'll
top.
see if
Clemson
Clemson,
will be top.
if
They'll be
Clemson
ranked.
prevails
Clemson
in
will be
Death
ranked,
Valley against
yeah.
Florida
Yes.
State. They very
Yeah,
well might
yeah.
be top 5. So you never know.
You're right.
They're right there. So
We're
8
noting they're
and a half.
opening games week 0 in Dublin, Ireland versus Navy.
That's sick.
The time zones might screw. You never know.
It's a 2:30.
Hey
Eastern
man, look,
kick.
those military schools. You've seen it with like when I don't know if y'all remember Alabama played Citadel.
I
They
remember
were down at
vividly.
half.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Because
were.
if you don't prepare for that triple option well enough, they will. Those teams will beat you with the triple option.
They will.
See, the good thing is that's their season opener.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean they're
They're gonna be
hammering for
ready.
that.
They're
I mean,
gonna
they're gonna
be
win that point, right? But
Yep.
They're gonna win.
Y'all ever play an option team in high school? Your coach
Yeah.
was like, you got dive,
Yes.
you got pitch, you got quarterback.
Sequoia High School beat the 12-0. Jesus, I wish. Beat the 10-0 Linear Longhorns by a field goal, and they just chewed up the clock. Chewed it up. It was the most frustrating thing in my life.
Atlanta Falcons next year. Those should be. They're going to control the ball.
man.
They're going to control the ball for 3 of the 4 quarters. It's going to be fabulous.
I think we can all relate to the Paul Johnson Georgia Tech years and how
Yeah.
miserable that
Oh my
was.
gosh.
Yes.
It was
They would
worst
take
game
the
to
whole
watch
quarter
every
for
year.
one drive.
I'm so,
Oh, yeah.
I'm so glad
Miserable.
they're running the spread now.
Hallelujah. Greatest thing that ever happened to that institution.
Not
But yeah,
university.
when it comes to
Notre
the
Dame.
Fighting Irish, look, I think they knock off Ohio State and South Bend.
Wow, I can see it.
I could see it.
They lost to
That's
them
a
last year in
big
a
one.
close
That's a
one in the
big
shoe.
one.
That place will be rocking.
It's week 4, right?
I think Notre Dame wins.
Yeah, they get. I mean,
Holy shit! Is that week 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same day as Florida State Clemson.
We gotta. Yeah.
Are we getting together?
We're getting together for that. We're getting together for that.
September
I'm
23rd.
literally not leaving
Mark
this couch.
your calendar. son.
I'll be here.
I'll be here.
In
We'll go
this area.
Octobox like the fucking guy in the red zone.
Octobox.
Scott Hansen. Yeah, but some big home games because they have Ohio State at home and then USC at home.
Yeah.
That's a fun.
Look,
one.
they probably have the
They
toughest
split.
schedule
They
in the
split those.
country,
They split
but
those.
the scheduling for that to get 2 of those 3 at home, very big.
Yep.
Very, big.
All right,
big.
let's say they win 2 of the 3, Ohio State, USC, Clemson. They go 11-1. I think they make the CFP. They have a damn good argument.
They go 11-1
With their strength of
They only-
their strength
they-
of schedule is going to be
yeah.
there.
Well, they drop. Let's just say hypothetically, they drop to either Ohio State, USC, or Clemson.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in a normal Notre Dame team, the argument is always, oh, they
You
didn't
have to
play
go
anybody.
undefeated, yeah.
They didn't play
Yeah.
anybody, and they have a loss.
They've gone out and scheduled some
If-
teams
yes.
this year,
Yeah.
so
If they
they'll
lose,
have the argument.
if they lose
Kudos
to
to
a
that athletic
conference
department.
champion,
Yeah.
they lose to a conference champion inter team here, whether that's Ohio State, Clemson, or USC.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see the argument. I mean, the problem is they're not in a conference, so they don't play that extra game.
No,
I have a
no.
hypothetical.
Please.
Which 11-1 Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
This is a committee question.
Okay.
11-1 Notre Dame,
Oh,
Or-
I'll leave the room. I can't be a part of this. I'm on the committee. Yeah.
or a 12-1 Georgia who loses the SEC Championship game.
I don't like this.
Loses
gotta
the
pick another
SEC
team in
Championship
Georgia,
game.
12-1 Georgia because you can't punish a team for playing an extra game. They actually made the conference.
That's actually a valid argument. I like it.
They literally
can't
said
punish
that
someone
against
for
TCU.
You
playing
could say that for
ACC
Michigan. You could say
but
that for
say,
anybody else.
say the Notre Dame loss is to, call it USC, who has, like, Caleb Williams has a breakout, like, runaway Heisman repeat season.
So you're
There's
saying
a
And
discussion
in
here.
that scenario is USC. Let's say
USC would be
wins the
one.
Pac-12.
Wins the Pac-12 is the 1,
Yeah.
and Notre Dame loses a tight game to them.
so you're okay.
That's tough.
That's very tough.
No, that comes to the
and
outcome of that
how-
SEC championship.
How badly did
Yes.
Georgia lose?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I think to even have this conversation, you have to assume, right, an undefeated SEC champion, an undefeated Pac-12 champion.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
A
not.
one-loss ACC champion.
Yeah, a lot of chaos would have to happen.
A lot of
I'm
chaos.
just like,
Yeah.
I'm just
This
trying to
is
be
like
like,
a-
I'm just
it's
be like,
bullshit.
what is the
You're
line?
saying hypothetically.
Hypothetically,
And then-
what is the line for a team,
Well, yeah, what's- like, in the-
a team to miss out to
See,
Notre Dame?
I think in seasons past, the only reason that Notre Dame has even had a dying hope of getting to the playoff without being in a conference, they need a one-loss champion to win one of the Power 5 conferences. And it has worked out in the years that Notre Dame has made the playoff,
Yeah.
where a conference champion, I believe it was the Pac-12, had a 2-loss conference champion. And Notre Dame was undefeated, and that is why they squeaked in. I think it was the Pac-12 and the Big 12 that kind of dropped the ball and let Notre Dame in. So I think in that hypothetical situation, I think the committee, being who they are, they would probably, you said a one-loss Notre Dame team?
One loss. Yeah.
Yes. Mm.
One loss to a
If it was an
conference
undef-
champion.
To one of the 3 like big dogs.
Sure.
That big dog goes on to be like
A conference champion.
conference champion, undefeated.
Hey, we're not on the committee for a reason, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's
They'll have
higher
higher
pay grade than
that,
us.
that could be a completely different video.
I also
Yeah.
got to see the eye test. I think
Exactly.
the eye test is a big thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big thing.
Yeah.
They
It's like
love
if-
the eye test.
Because like,
They love Seinfeld.
I mean, I've got 2, you know?
that's fair. Because like 21 Georgia, they passed the eye test big time.
Oh,
They
for
just
sure.
got caught. They got caught in one game.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love the human nature element of the committee
I do
over
too.
the computer,
Over
the
the
BCS. Yeah.
Yep.
But we can all say Notre Dame is winning more than 8.5 games.
Yeah.
Easily.
Get out of here,
Easily.
whoever made those
Yes.
odds.
Like,
Yeah.
whoever made those odds saw the schedule.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
never mind.
Dismissed them too quickly. They have a Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, Sam Hartman. All right, we gotta show respect where respect is due. But That pretty much rounds out our video of the ACC win predictions, including Notre Dame. So let us know in the comments down below. Who do you think wins the ACC? Who's the championship game? Let's go around real quick. ACC Championship without divisions. Who you got in the game?
Give me a rematch, Clemson FSU.
Same.
Yeah.
And you?
I'm trying. I want to say yes, but
How can it not be
The
that?
only
I'm
difference.
looking at it. And I'm like, I'm trying to say.
The only-
By my
but
math.
if it's
not that, it's
Okay,
North
let's-
Carolina.
it's Florida State Clemson.
The only
It's
difference
Florida State
maker.
Clemson or it's Florida State UNC.
Yeah.
That's
That's the
other-
only other scenario in
Yeah.
my mind, but I think it's Florida State Clemson.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
Clemson's won the ACC.
They've been there.
For a reason. They know how
Right.
to win the ACC. Like
Yeah.
they're.
They can do it in their sleep if they wanted to. Honestly.
I mean, yeah, I'm glad they eradicated divisions, and I think they should do that in every single,
It's
big
coming.
it's
Hey,
coming.
this is the curtain call for the what is it? The Big Ten.
West.
What,
Yeah,
Big Ten
yeah,
West.
yeah.
The worst division in
Oh
sports.
my God,
yeah, we talked
I
about that
hate
the other
that
video.
division.
There's like
Yeah.
5
Terrible.
lost teams in the conference
Oh.
championship, which is sickening to watch. Just bad for TV, bad for sports. But topic for another time. That's gonna do it. Thank you guys for watching. Comment down below who you got winning the ACC, your projected win totals for each team. Let us know all that. Subscribe and hit that notification bell. Stay tuned for future videos, and of course, check out our buddy Drew over at TwoDudesStreamin. All of his stuff is linked down below. Thank you for joining.
Yeah,
Yes,
absolutely. Thank you for having me on.
We'll have
Thank
him
you
on
for having me
more, don't you worry. And we'll probably start doing more streams and all that soon. And Instagram, TikTok, all the reels will be clipping this stuff. Stay tuned for more content coming very soon. But thank you all for watching. We're closer to college football. We're so close. Not
Are we
really.
at
Not
80,
really.
Are we at 80 days yet?
We're within
we're under 100.
We're under 100.
We're under 100.
I think we're
I know
near
that
90. I think
Yeah.
we're near 90.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're getting there.
We're in the end game now. See you guys in the next video.